Fagioli with a wonderful ball through to Sinisterra. This is the chance. Sinisterra with a ball across. Savage, good defending. Tried to get away from Basuma. In the end, he manages it. And he's going to try and lay this off to Varela. Varela to strike with his left. Meslier. Oh, Meslier, what are you doing? Lo Celso ends up passing it back. What on earth is he doing? So let's be honest, last episode was very difficult. We're flying in the Europa League, 10 points from our first 4 games, with wins over the likes of Lille and AZ Alkmaar. But unfortunately, the same can't be said for our Premier League form. 10 games played, we sit 9th, 4 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, 15 points. We are struggling big time. And with losses against the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, but then drawing against Wolves and even beating Chelsea, I don't know what is going on with our form. But with the likes of ADEYEMI with only 1 goal in 11 appearances, and Jacob Ramsey with no goals and only 1 assist in 11 appearances, it might be time for a change. And with Burnley up next at home, it's the perfect time to do it. So I'm definitely going to bring in Gelhardt for ADEYEMI, and I'm also going to swap out Ramsey for Aronson. Window's going to come in at left back as well, with Ben Godfrey also coming in at centre back. And those changes were completely useless. 0-0 at Ellen Road, and our poor run of form continues. And with that poor run of form, Brennan Johnson is not happy. It might be time to start giving him an opportunity. And of all the games he's going to get an opportunity at, away at the Etihad Stadium against Manchester City is probably the hardest. So here we go then, solo run, 14 minutes in. Looks like it is going to be the man himself, Brennan Johnson, to try and take on Nathan Ake. And here we go. He's going to try and run here. He's got the pace. It's a poor touch. Gives it away. And 1 minute later, it's another solo run, this time with Gelhardt. I'm looking for options ahead of me. Doesn't look like I have too many. Going to try and lay it off to Brennan Johnson. He's got the chance to make amends. Can he find a ball in the box? He can. And we get on the end of it. And Sinisterra, inside the opening 15 minutes, gives us the lead. 19 minutes in, Manchester City have a very dangerous free kick here. Looks like it's either going to be Phillips or De Bruyne. Phillips lays it off for the danger man, Haaland. Great save. City with the resulting corner. 28 minutes into the game. Looks like they're going to go deep into the box from De Bruyne. He does go deep, right into the 6-yard area. Meslier is there. And it's another City attack. 39 minutes in. I've got Kalulu trying to run onto it. Foden into the path of Haaland. It's all in. Oh my word. Corner for Leeds. 43 minutes in. Shaparenko to take. Just looking for the right option here. Going to try and put this into the penalty spot. Instead we go short. Gelhardt has it out now. He goes out to Shaparenko. Shaparenko picks this one back up, trying to get it onto his right. Flings it in, off Gomez. 68 minutes played, free kick for Leeds United. Stroot's going to take this free kick, goes short to Dan James. Dan James going to try and go out to wide to the right-hand side. Goes past Haaland like he's not even there. He's got the pace to go all the way. Going to try and put this back onto his left. Dinks a wonderful ball in. Gelhardt gets his head to it, good save. 78 minutes in, crossing opportunity for Manchester City. Looks like the ball's going to go out wide to the right-hand side to Cardona. He lays it in field. Haaland gets caught up by Kalulu. We get it away. It's a corner for Man City. 84 minutes in. We have 6 minutes to try desperately and hold on here to a miraculous 1-0 win. Looks like they're going to go short here. They do go short. Foden picks it up, trying to get it onto his left. Almost got the challenge, but it goes to Bernardo Silva. Drives into the box, looks for Phillips. Cardona now has it. Back flick to Ake. Ake trying to shape up for a shot. Instead he goes out wide, lays a wonderful ball into Haaland. Haaland across, Meslier's there again. And that is that for the end of the game. It's a memorable 1-0 win here at the Etihad, and it's a win we so desperately needed. But now it's back to a huge Europa League game against Lille. It's going to be a tough away game, but as you can see, all we need is a draw to get through the group. And it's on to the press conference, and I am hoping for another win. And the press are now asking me about consistency. Look, we are trying our best. And whilst we only need a draw, I'd rather not leave it to the last game of the group. So ADEYEMI and Ramsey both come back into the starting 11. So here we go then, 25 minutes in. Leeds United have a solo run. And it is hopefully the pace of ADEYEMI that is going to take us into the goal. ADEYEMI tries to go around the defender, and that pace was not used well. But 39 minutes in, we have a penalty. Now, the last 2 penalties I took, I missed them horrendously. Dan James with an opportunity to put us 1-0 up, and it's an opportunity he takes with ease. It's 1-0 here in Lille, and it's exactly what we needed. 49 minutes in, Lille have their first major attack of the game, and it looks like the ball's going to fall to Bayo, trying to chase him down with Strook. Bayo takes it back, gives it to De La Cruz. He lays it out wide into Simon. Simon takes that down really well, tries to shift it onto his left, gives it back to De La Cruz. He turns. Great ball. Pedro Porro is equal to it. It's another opportunity for Lille though. 60 minutes in. Looks like it's going to be Simon again with the cross on the right-hand side. Has he got the pace to go past Lucanet? He doesn't. Checks back in. It's Andre who picks it up. Jacob Ramsey in. It's a free kick here. 62 minutes played. And it's going to be Jacob Ramsey who's going to take it. I'm going to try and swing this one into the penalty spot. Swing it in, I do. And it's right into the keeper's hands. Oh, it's a solo run here. 74 minutes in. Looks like the ball's going to fall very nicely to ADEYEMI. Can he get control over it? He can. Checks back. Oh my word. Little counter-attack here. 89 minutes played. Looks like we've already got 3 back. We've got 4 back. And Roniger picks it up now. Ends up going out wide to Angel Gomez on the left-hand side. He tries to play a ball through. Pedro Porro is there. And it looks like that is that. It is the end of the game. We sail through after another victory here in the Europa League. We are marching on to the knockout rounds. And not only will that take us to the knockout round, it also means we will go there as group winners. And it's back to the Premier League and back to Ellen Road for another big game against Newcastle. And as you can see, in spite of beating City, we still only sit 8th, 19 points after the first 12 games. And due to fatigue, more changes are going to be made for this game. Gelhardt's going to come in for ADEYEMI. Popescu's going to come in for Sinisterra. Brennan Johnson's going to come in for Dan James. Varela is also going to be out in place of Roca. And I'm also finally going to bring Ben Godfrey in place of Struijk. And annoyingly, those changes still didn't make any difference. 1-1 it finishes. Gelhardt at least got on the score sheet. Muriel for Liverpool. It's another 2 points dropped. On a more positive note, though, it looks like Brennan Johnson is pretty happy now that he's got a few more games. And with Manchester United up next in the Premier League, the games just keep getting tougher and tougher. And even the press are starting to doubt whether we can make the Champions League, but I'm pretty confident that we can recover. And with the games coming thick and fast, more fatigue is also coming thick and fast. So I'm going to change Ramsey for Fagioli. I'm going to bring Luka Netz off for Windal, and I'm also going to change Kalulu for Coke. So here we go then on to a massive game at Old Trafford against United. And to be honest, I just don't have any answers in terms of what's going on with our league form at the moment, but I'm hoping we can put that right today. Drives forward for United, lays it back off to Casemiro. Julian Brandt has it again, lays it into Ronaldo. Eriksson now has it. Ronaldo still going strong in the Premier League, in spite of him, well, pretty much almost being 40, but Fagioli lays it off to Gelhardt now. He runs onto it. Going to try and look for an option in the box. Fagioli is unmarked. The pass was not there. I don't know who it was he was laying it off to, but Windal beat him to it. Fagioli now into Varela. Varela takes a heavy touch. Lays it off to Gelhardt. Gelhardt strikes. Great save. Can't. It's out to Fagioli though. Nice chest down. Lays it out wide to the right-hand side to Dan James. He flings it across for another opportunity. Just couldn't get on the end of it. Lays it off to Pedro Porro. He drives down this right-hand side. Taken out. Free kick. And I'm hoping this is not a big injury. He's down. He's supposedly, on paper, our best player. Looks like he's getting up, so it'll only be a yellow card somehow for Casemiro. He got away with one there. Shaparenko. Fagioli with a wonderful ball through to Sinisterra. This is the chance. Sinisterra with a ball across. Savage, good defending. Headed down by Fagioli in the wrong direction. Shaparenko's going to look over the top to Sinisterra. It's a wonderful ball out wide. Can he do a better job of trying to get it into the box this time? Whips it in to the head of Gelhardt. And he puts it in the back of the net. But is he offside? I think he is offside. Meslier boots that one clear. Can Fagioli get his head on it? He can. Can Gelhardt get there? He can. He's now driving through the left-hand side. He lays this off to Sinisterra. Sinisterra to the right. Into Shaparenko. And it's 1-0 here. It's an incisive counter-attack. And we get the goal that we so desperately need and we so richly deserve. Dan James on this right-hand side, trying to outpace Ronaldo. Ronaldo is outpacing Dan James. Trying to find a ball, goes to Sancho. He gives it away. We give it straight back to him. Lays it into the path of Julian Brandt, who strikes into the path of Dan James. Dan James looks down the right-hand side to Pedro Porro. Great stuff from us here. Building this very well. Pedro Porro drives down the right-hand side, trying to dink it into the box. He goes in field for Fagioli. He finds Aronson. Aronson plays a wonderful ball out wide to Sinisterra. He's going to try and find a ball in the box with his right foot. He does, and it's a wonderful save from De Gea. And that is that for the end of the game. We get the job done. It's a clean sheet, and it's a 1-goal win, but it's a game we so desperately needed to win, and we take the 3 points back to Ellen Road. And in spite of being rated 5 points behind ADEYEMI, Gelhardt has comprehensively outscored him. 7 goals in 13 games to ADEYEMI's 1 goal in 14. Gelhardt has well and truly established himself as our #1 striker again. And with Dundee up next in the Europa League and having already qualified, it's time to make several changes to our starting 11, including a rare start for Robles in goal. But after conceding 2 goals to Dundee at home, maybe putting Robles in goal wasn't the best idea. But it doesn't matter because we still managed to top the group with AZ Alkmaar overcoming Lille to get themselves in second and qualify as well. But back to the Premier League, and we do have a game in hand against some of our rivals, and if we win that game in hand, that could even take us above Liverpool. But it's back to first team selection for us because that game in hand is against Spurs, a Spurs team that have Harry Maguire and Antonio Rudiger as their centre-backs. Lo Celso into Richarlison. Richarlison trying to use his pace to get past Kalulu, and so far he's very successful. Great defending though in the end. He does. Dan James now. Sinisterra's free on the left-hand side. If we can get to him, we can. Emerson Royale tracking back. Can we keep hold of it? We can just. Sinisterra's going to try and find a ball across. He does. It's headed away. He plays it in field for Lo Celso. Lo Celso turns, gets away from Kalulu very nicely. Checks back inside though, looking for an option. Struijk with the challenge. Richarlison picks it back up. Back to Lo Celso. Son strikes and it's away almost. Son picks it back up though, and I think it's going to be a foul. Gets it back from him though. Lays a nice ball off to Lo Celso. Lo Celso going to look for a ball across into the box. He does. Struijk with the header away. Pedro Porro falls over, trying to challenge him. Richarlison, Basuma, Harry Maguire left back now. Gives it to Pedro Gonçalves. He's trying to shape up. Gives it to Son, who puts it in the back of the net. And it's a wonderfully worked goal from Spurs. We can have no complaints there whatsoever. Lays it off into the path of Gonçalves. Oh, wonderful stuff from Gonçalves. Lays it off to Richarlison. Kalulu is there to block the power shot. But Heung-min Son is there with the rebound. And he smashes it past Meslier. And Spurs lead 2-0 here. Into the path of Shaparenko. He turns, tried to get away from Basuma. In the end, he manages it, and he's going to try and lay this off to Varela. Varela to strike with his left. Meslier. Oh, Meslier, what are you doing? Lo Celso ends up passing it back. What on earth is he doing? Going to try and look for a ball from Shaparenko. Shaparenko to look for a ball into the substitute, ADEYEMI. Wonderful stuff from him. ADEYEMI to strike, and it's a brilliant goal. And we are right back in this game. It's 2-1 with 10 minutes remaining. Into Fagioli. Fagioli lays it off to Shaparenko. Shaparenko looks down the line for ADEYEMI. Can he keep this in? Just about. But he's the man I want in the box, but I'm going to try and fling it in anyway. He flings it into the back post. Basuma now to try and counter-attack from Spurs. It's a wonderful ball over the top to Richarlison. Kalulu trying to trap back. Going to try and hold his run. He can't. It's a great save. Spurs with the corner. We are deep into stoppage time here. Heung-min Son has it as they go short. He's going to try and do the dance. Maguire finds himself in the box, and eventually we get it clear. Windown now has it. It's not enough time. It's game over. Spurs win here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium 2-1, and it's another 3 points dropped. Now, I mentioned at the start of the episode, Jacob Ramsey's on a bit of a bad run of form at the moment. One thing I haven't really looked into is development plans. Now, I don't really see him as a playmaker, so I think I'm going to try and put his position to more of a box-to-box central midfielder, and I'm going to hope to see if by doing that, I can try and drag him out of the poor form that he's in at the moment. And in other news, I've just been told my backup goalkeeper, Joel Robles, only now has 6 months left on his contract. Now, goalkeeper isn't really a position that I'm particularly concerned with. With Meslier in such amazing form and playing so well for me, I've got no real need to try and bring in a better player than him. So at the moment, I'm pretty happy with Robles as a backup. So I do think I'm going to go ahead, offer him a new contract and see whether or not he'll accept it. But annoyingly, looking at the contract extension, he doesn't want a contract extension. He just wants to be paid more. So I'm going to try and see if I can add 2 years. And he is not looking to extend whatsoever. So ultimately, that means there is no point in me giving him another contract. So we're going to end negotiation, and it's going to look like in the summer transfer window, I'm going to be looking for a new goalkeeper. Back to the Premier League though, and it's Palace up next. And I think I am going to make some changes. Gelhardt is of course going to come in for ADEYEMI. Jacob Ramsey's going to come out, and I think I'm going to put Aronson back in for him as well. I'm probably also going to take Struijk out as he's pretty fatigued, and I'll probably look to put Ben Godfrey in place of him. And it's a hard-fought 1-0 win at Elland Road. Brennan Johnson coming in the 80th minute and getting the goal for us. It's a massive 3 points. Leicester up next in the Premier League, and due to the busy Christmas period, I'm definitely going to have to rotate my starting 11 once again. Popescu, ADEYEMI and Brennan Johnson coming in as my front three. Ben Godfrey also coming in for Kalulu at the back. And I think I'll also look to swap out Varela for Rocker as well. Here we go then, they pick the ball up. Looks like we've got all 4 defenders back, but they chip that over the top to Kuchta, I believe that's what his name is. Lukanet's trying to get on the end of it. In the end, Struijk does and acrobatically clears it. It's a Leeds United attack 15 minutes in. But to be honest, it doesn't really look like much of an attack. We've got the ball in the middle of the park, but Leicester have got all their players back and they easily intercept. Now this is what I'm talking about. 29 minutes in, a solo run. Looks like it's Brennan Johnson on the right-hand side. Going to try and get past, I think it's Calabria. He's definitely got the pace to do it, but there is no one in the box at all. So going to cut back inside, look for the run of Shaparenko, tried to switch it onto his left. ADEYEMI gets in there, we maintain possession. Rocker now, out wide to Popescu. Popescu going to look to the left-hand side. No, he's not. Turns. Calabria almost gets a challenge in, but he lays it off to Jacob Ramsey. Jacob Ramsey to Shaparenko. Shaparenko to Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson into the back of the net. And it's 1-0 Leeds here at Leicester City. It's a fantastic goal, and we take the lead. Now we have another attack here. Looks like Brennan Johnson's going to pick this one up on the right-hand side. He is. And it looks like he's got acres of space on the right-hand side to drive into. He does just that. Going to try and play a ball across. We do. Oh, my word. It's another counter-attack here. Looks like it's going to be Jacob Ramsey who's going to pick this one up. He's going to try and drive forward here. Going to try and lay a ball out wide to the right-hand side. It's terrible. Leicester with a really, really dangerous chance here. 1-on-1. 10 minutes left in this game. Struijk has got to defend for his life. He drags him out to the left, but he allows him to get into the box. He checks back to Guedes. Guedes drives forward. Got to try and stop the ball going in. It does. Meslier with another big save. And it looks like that is that for the end of the game. It's not a high-scoring game, but that does not matter one bit. It's another 3 points in the bag, and it's a big 1-0 win here at Leicester City. And it's on to the final game of the episode, and it's going to be a massive game at home to West Ham. Gelhardt, of course, is going to come back in for ADEYEMI, and I'm also going to drop Jacob Ramsey for Aronson as well. And the final change is going to be Dan James is going to come out. Brennan Johnson, the goal scorer in the game against Leicester City, is definitely going to be in. Crossing opportunity, first opportunity of the game, 12 minutes in. Looks like the ball's going to go out wide to Shaparenko, who finds himself out on the right wing. He's going to play it in for Brennan Johnson. They've swapped positions. It's back out to Shaparenko, just trying to find an angle. Think I'm going to have to turn, put it onto my left foot, whip a ball in with his right though. He manages it, and almost we get to it, but we just don't, and it's away from West Ham. 37 minutes in. Looks like it's going to be a solo run once again from West Ham. And it's going to be Struijk, I think it is, who is the only defender back. And eventually we do manage to get enough players back. But in the end, West Ham go out wide, to the right-hand side. They've got the opportunity to cross the ball in. They do. Meslier is there again. Leeds United attack, 69 minutes played. And it's going to be Shaparenko who picks this one up. Lay this off to Aronson. No opportunity to pass on the left-hand side, so he's going to cut back inside. And he's going to look for Varela. Varella's going to look for Shaparenko. Shaparenko turns, tries to lay it off to Brennan Johnson, and he just can't get there in time. But fortunately for us, we do have another crossing opportunity. This time, once again, Shaparenko's going to find himself out wide on the right-hand side, but he doesn't have too many options inside. Plays it in, it comes off the defender, and it's poor once again. But West Ham, 78 minutes in, have the opportunity to put themselves 1-0 up from the penalty spot. It's going to be Mippo, I think that's his name. Going to go to the left, and we save it with Meslier. 84 minutes in now. We've got the opportunity to score here with just 6 minutes remaining. Sinisterra picks it up. He's going to try and drive inside the penalty area. Shifts it onto his right. Doesn't have any opportunity to pass the ball. Lay it back to Aronson. Aronson now goes back inside to Varela. Varela goes out wide to the right-hand side to Brennan Johnson. He's going to look for the run of Pedro Porro. He swings it in. Can we get our head on it? No, we can't. And that, annoyingly, is the end of the game. It finishes here at Ellen Road, 0-0. And I can't help but think that is 2 points dropped, and it's a massive win that goes begging. And that is where we will end this episode today. Overall, it's been a pretty positive episode. We've topped the Europa League group, and we're going to have to wait until next episode to find out who we're going to be playing in the next round. As for the Premier League, we've definitely made some progress there. 33 points after the first 19 games, and we're only now 5 points behind Chelsea, who sit in 4th place. Thank you everyone for watching. If you have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like and subscribe. It will do the channel a world of good, and I'll see you again next time.